Hello, people. My name is Kali Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. And when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew huh? Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
All right, guys. Time also. My mama call about SBTV Africa, so the voice of the community. Friday, 5:30. So I feel no joining and their first timer. My mama call about making sure say ube like ube share link way na odiama now for na say obusia for and I say obi oben will be on WhatsApp, so Facebook, so share all questions so bisa na so obeti me bisa no. Mene lawyer wisdom akao wise man solicitors we UK nkomo na ye ba bedi nti mo afi na mbese mo ko UK mo am UK also the da eno nkomo na ye ba bedi enra mene Aisha by Germany on my catch say Thursdays be an 6 to 7 live also mene ne ba bene UK nkomo na mba bedi nti every Fridays be an mene wise man solicitors and this nkomo we nti who questions obese obisa lawyer obetimi the about comment section na webisa no enti mami go straight na mini lawyer wisdom akao wise man solicitors including come your live our Facebook page SBTV Africa and our live so YouTube channel SBTV Africa. Evo
Auche
where's our
Auche you
where's our F1
Auche man.
No friend of Sami Nyanga yo ne office or check a background or kwale move ka different office lo.
Oh, amole. Holy cat. Cat on me what checking me few ona.
Lawyer wisdom account champion lawyer wise man solicitors London opposite Dawson Market. First now Gameka say Udu Dawson Market on opposite McDonald's Dawson Market. Big shout out to Money Matters. Michao Bossu long time. Anyway, lawyer wisdom account memo akwaba last week mini lawyer Francis Bosompem ne
last week.
And I say I share then I'll say I share important.
Yes, it's here for Ethiopia. And then you say a few updates. Now you feel who are near share say Obi at to quine about Ghana and our 2 coin for UK now. There are certain times, unfortunately, a minimum to me on biometric cards. Say a ban is either biometric card and our passport and a ban is a day na obey, but your focus no be on the biometric cards, no, because a honor problem no most because now saying a sitting and share passport mobile and then say our card no so and to say o card na yira a kyerɛ sɛ o visa no na more or less ayira no and to where any dang na sign about back to the UK and to no a
Me say technical problem kakra bi so lawyer babaka me ne beto so eti mo share live on SBTV Africa YouTube channel Facebook ubetimi de question bi a opese ubisa na bia no we ebesua de ya na me ka che mo say program bi say no we na say utie whether UK uni UK tie bi na jot sanyama we down ebebo o da chi bi no obi a onua bi ana obi obisa obi bi a onim de obetimi aka che na very important but ya na dodo na we mu say no mu mpetie ha nka we no we atemdidie bi na yede ba ya na we di we say trending do was na nam 5k 9k ba obe wie no what you feed here no nothing will help you I mean go straight to lawyer back lawyer yantia so
yo and see first of all me person me ama a few updates now young ayewo UK ha yen mubi any asset na no yeah the home office my ATS here some time ago said home office they have their duty now the secretary of state for the home department our duty said they will control immigration.
Say, let me just check. I think say some technical problem kakra so.
Okay.
Who did do duty? Who say they are duty? In the home office.
Yes, our duty they said they will keep immigration under control. In other words, omu bie ekwan to ho say obia betimi aba UK ha and kamene wo bedi ho adanse say yenya space kra na yetna ekrom ha. Especially say enye space ne keke but say obia eba kroma na say if the floodgates are opened you will realize that it puts pressure on the facilities. The schools will be overcrowded. They will not have enough classrooms for students because they have a certain number of students to a classroom. Me wo Ekrobia, yeah, me course every now and then. A home pono, there are some special schools that they don't have more than 8 students in a room, not more than 8 students in a room. And yes, I've seen it, 8 students to a room, and that impono, they have a main teacher and they have a substitute teacher who attend to these kids. Sometimes a Brusu Kra, they have 16 or 15 students in a room. So these countries have their rules, regulations as to how many students can be in a room. And to set some other places where the students are 34, 50 students in one classroom. And then see, if they open the floodgates for everybody to just come, it will put pressure on their educational system. And then they put checks to restrict the number of people who can come in at any point in time. So the schools, one, they want to keep the number to a certain level. Number two, the pressure on their NHS, the health facilities. There will be too much pressure on the health facilities when too many people come in, and particularly to a certain particular area or a region in the UK. It puts pressure on the NHS or the health facility in that area. Because of that, they have a duty to limit immigration or to control immigration, people coming in to the UK to settle. Apart from that, so we talk about the schools, we talk about the hospitals, and we talk about the housing system as well. In this country, we have the Housing Act, which provides for the number of people that must be in a room. So we share the Housing Act now, Part 10 of the Housing Act. I think it's 1989 or so. It says one person, one room to two people. And to one room is supposed to be for two people, two rooms, three people, three rooms for five people, four rooms for 7.5, and beyond that, five rooms, two to a room. And it means that they have specified number of people to every facility, either the schools, the hospital, the housing, and other facilities. Because of Enontino, sɛ ebinom ba kurom ha na sɛ ɔmo ne papers and ɔmo ne asetena the government is unable to plan as to the number of people living in a certain area with regards to the health facilities to supply or the education to supply or also to the schools as to what to provide for the number of people in that area with regards to the children, etc., etc. And until every now and then, the Home Office conducts, sometimes they conduct raids to round up people who are only asitna ewo kurom hɔ ebia ɔmo mma ɛwɔ hɔ that are using the facilities, etc., etc. So they try to limit the immigration control. They try to control immigration or limit the number of people who come to the UK. Not limit immigration control, but limit the number of people who come to the UK. Or they conduct actions that lead to a control of the people that can be in the UK. Or people who have come must have the documentation. Eintina, recently, very recently, I think just last week or so, it used to happen. It used to be the case where the Home Office will go from place to place, sometimes to workplaces, to offices, to train stations. Now they conduct immigration raid. Now, sa UPF train mobile, then they want to check your status. It doesn't happen in this country like it happens in some other countries, but it happens every now and then. COVID nearby and no equal down. So say they have started to do that again. Recently, the Prime Minister himself and the immigration officers almost conducted raid in certain places. Na near Omuko yene and places Omuko yene barber shops, Omuko car wash bases, and Omuko saloons, and off licenses. I don't see if I say I'm obiati say wonne asitna you should be careful the places you hang out at. Particularly the barber shops. Hono omonim say nipa bebree the minorities ebi before Friday say na ya call gadawo barber shops na yadi nkomo kakra because it's stressful in this country. Abia the only place and are the only people you can associate with or hang out with your colleagues at the barber shops. Now what na hono wabonkomo kakra and see the raid that was conducted the last time was at the barber shops. So may Bob Yakoko says, I only ask it now. Men enko hanging out or don't associate with your colleagues at these places, but just be mindful of what can happen. Barber shops, especially. Car wash bases. Yeah, now I'm going to say Ghana for and other nationals are only kratano. Yeah, na be great to me. Car wash. And Tiahonon they conducted some raids in those areas. In this case, the prime minister himself was involved, maybe for political reasons to show that they are doing something. And the we car wash no, mesre se wunya sitna men kasa menye juma, but just be on the alert se bibisa asia na what to me advice wo ho as to what to do. And menim DJ Nyame me woni nipa bebre oma ba krom ha ebi atena krom ha for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. almost say a year project project will fear, which is fine. But a chroma would say answer now year project ni will fear. Say BBC will also say a project now we will fear no. I want to make entrust and I want to make envy. And see a better set, so why you want to say a chroma now wets now. And the metal be a say a better for modern sort of who sort of ni aka no will take care of itself. Project now so we are no. Wobetumi ayɛ ama no akɔ so wɔ mmerɛ a wasom ɛbɛdwo wowɔ asomdwoe. But sɛ wo nne asetena na wasi project ɛwɔ fie, wɔyɛ project wɔ fie a, it is good. This is excellent. It's good, but sɛ biribi si a ɛna maka no sɛ ebi a project na wɔyɛ wɔ fie no, you might not be able to finish it to the level that you want. And see, bombarding, sort yourself out here first. Sort yourself out first. Get your status here, and then you can sort yourself out back home. Saloons, barber shops, and saloons. These are the places ayana amutai echo. And say, now take care of yourself, please. I would advise for you to take care of yourself. Obi enekaya said, look after number one. And you are number one. Look after number one. So I see number 1 year, it will affect everybody that comes or depends on you. So and see number 1 year, it will affect everybody that comes after or depends on you. So look after number 1. And if it means for you to sacrifice and get your status in this country, if that is what it means to look after number 1, I will say yes, please do that. Sort yourself out first, and then the other things will follow. So this is just a brotherly advice. Barber shops, car wash bases, saloons, off license. Yet me call now no tonsa, no monsa, pubs. We should just be careful so that we don't get ourselves into trouble. So that is my little advice to all of us. Because Prime Minister Wayne also opesa oye bibi edi kyerɛ sɛ ɔyɛ adwuma. Opesa oye bibi edi kyerɛ sɛ ɔyɛ adwuma. Ɛnkyɛ election iba. Nti ɔno nso pɛ sɛ ɔyɛ bibi hwɛ sɛ oh, I've done well so that yɛbɛbɔ ama no biom na wɔtena so. Ɔno ndi deɛ no mu na ɔhwɛ. Nti wo nso hwɛ wo deɛ mu na look after yourself and sort yourself out properly. And yes, sir, you have problems in future. Now, the difficult thing also is that one show who's we and now say one sort of crata someone we not say BBC not Yeduko Detention Center. A faina yeah application, bail application, say yeah UAP Detention Center, and son or your application and Kasa. Now we book twice. In Kasikana, Yedibe UAP Detention Center, no, the same amount, no, and no pobet me up wow, with me your application on the right or through the right channel. And to mention, Emma Bibin see, Afena, Wakodi Detention Center, and Sana, Yebabe you, Wabba say Sika, £1,000, £500, £800, 1,005, 2,000. And Sana we pay, and Sana Wabba application and Kasase, another £1,000, £2,000, another £500, etc. So the money that you could use to set yourself or get yourself from the immigration detention center, you could as well use that money so with your application if all the requirements are satisfied. And yes, sir, you need to meet the requirements. That is why you need to speak to a lawyer who would advise you, don't do this, do this, do this, and do that. With me and your family, and then my clients be over next year. In fact, 2 clients next year, and that time in the person. But they've taken steps. Omwaba. You're taking instructions. You're be a file amount. Bibi say no, say Bibi see at least you'll be able to actual at the actual home office. But a Bibi Brewoa, need any legal advisor. The BBC, you are stranded, you don't have anywhere or anyone to call. So I would advise to seek advice properly and at least start preparing towards your ultimate leave to be in the UK. So, rates, home office for shares here, barber shops, saloons, car wash bases, off licenses, and other places, train stations, and bus stops. Uye Juma, make sure you always have your bus stop. If you have to travel to and from work, make sure you always have your Oyster card loaded and you have money on it. Don't jump buses. Don't board the bus without paying. Siaman kitty way no and any problems. I'll give you an example. A few years back, my client VR on one fee chrome. I think it's from Sierra Leone. Or no of a bus went here because of a back gate in Oremo went here. The next stop, unfortunately, and inspectors. These days we don't see the inspectors a lot, but inspectors stop. The next stop, and I almost stop here, and they started checking. Unfortunately for him, na went here. Nti ọmụ yi ne fie epie yɛ ọmụ de ne hyɛ police van no mu ọmụ de ne kɔ Bishopsgate police station ɛwɔ Liverpool Street ɛha yi a yɛkɔɔyɛ ɛkɔgye bail ɛmaa no police bail chief immigration officers bail in fact otua yɛ almost £2,000 that time now I was working with a principal otua almost £2,000 ansa na yɛyi na efi police cell no ɔbaayɛ no ansa na ɔbɛsa bɛtua another over £2,000 a yɛde yɛ na application ɛmaa no eventually no wɔnya n'asetena but bus pass £1.20 and a £1 and a 99p and a 90p I went here at that time no it has ended up costing him over £2,000 to come out of the police detention from immigration bail before the application. So Arcadia over £2,000 a day, he ended up spending over £4,000 and sign up with the because only bus pass of maybe £90, sorry, 90p at that time. Dear Srebon said, just don't do it. Just don't do it. You don't get yourself in trouble. Thank you very much. And DJ,
lawyer,
come topic no so.
Lawyer, before we call next topic, no.
Yeah.
I mean, be a quick one and son of our next way. No, so if I say my UK and I'm UK now, more yes, home office, yes, I said you, I said, Uber UK now be a tourist visa and as a visitors visa now. Uko kroma who yes obe crowd passport and I say home office how much una bisa details or information about and I say crowd passport.
David, and Sasa crowd passport. A chromo hano and Tissa some other country you have to have an ID on you. In the countries go it's like a police state. You have to have an ID on you. Anywhere, anytime, no matter so passport and our ID. A hano and Tissa, you don't have to carry it. But Bibi says see who has a tourist? Who has a tourist? Na Bibisa AC or Basma, as long as you are here within the time of your visit as a tourist, you don't have any problem at all. You don't have any problem.
I'm almost stop it. Someone crash you or passport to fear.
Yes.
I'm maybe Saudi and I be Obama, me enter system. No one will say, "O time in pound,
Exactly. 100%. Within date of birth. With these two information, will be straight away from the home office. Only problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If you are here as a tourist, you are within your time, you have nothing and absolutely nothing to fear. Omwa, and I yanga yaba. You see after 1 month. another 2 months, another 3 months. Young kono. Now we visa no ewuno. Young na we should be careful of the places we hang out. To send the American barber shops, saloons, car wash bases, off licenses, and places where the people normally gather. You should just be careful. Not one who anchor share into any of those difficult situations more. Then at least you can have your peace of mind in this country.
Okay.
Okay.
Lawyer, wisdom, Tiaso. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So my guidelines when you be brainy more, but you
Yeah.
know, oh, the anchor over.
Mate, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, a lot of things do happen. Life happens. Obi na kind life happens. Na ebia obi to kwan bibi nti ne mama nti apo, ne papa nti apo, ne nua bi nti apo, ana wakọ wedding bi, ana wakọ funeral bi. Okra ne biometric card say okọ Ghana asayaba. Unfortunately, wakọ no na ne biometric card no akoyira. It happens a lot of times. And then na maba program is na me pesa me ma etiefo eti say what to kwan na say o biometric card ekoyira e den na esese we ye wo be den na wasan aba back to this country wo be do wie nso a e den na esese we ye na wetimi ato aso with wasitna e wo krom ha. So number 1, bia wukodu Ghana no, unfortunately, what not taxi mo and what not Uber mo na bia wallet atom. U biometric card no so na e wallet no mo. Ato ayira. Of course, ayira with usika pounds kakra wo ho no na ayira. Na nipa no anaso bia nipa no next person wa betina car no mo no ana taxi no mo no. Bia wafa one can't driver no. Usually it's a drivers ni one. Some of them are very good. They take it to the radio stations, they announce it, and then once you know you've lost your item, you go and collect it and you say thank you to them. But it's not everybody who is as kind as the kind person. And until set biometric card ayira and our wallet yira, nasa u card ni womu ayira. That is one scenario where your card may get lost. Another scenario is dear, ayira wo fie. It is possible. Say ukoye no, wouldn't say would two baby, but uko share ho not card no, and ho, and our passport no so any ho. About is what do you have to do? And now maybe you were mugged or robbed in town and you lost your card or you lost your wallet again and your wallet contained all your documentations in terms of your biometric card, your driving license, and your other cards, your bank cards. Now, when that happens, what do you do? How do you come back to the UK? Usually, people are not too worried about the bank cards and other cards. It is the biometric residence permit or the biometric card that will allow you to come back to the UK. That is usually the problem if you can't get it. How do you come back to the UK? So, you lost it in a taxi, you lost it in an Uber, you lost it maybe in a shopping mall. What a shopping mall in Ghana? Unfortunately, you have lost your item. What do you do? Number 1, Sawira will passport and now will biometric card. The biometric card is the focus for us today. Sawira will biometric permit and a biometric card now. First of all, say aya will set a yira will chroma. Bomoding coffee, ukofie na uhwehwe na se wo ho a, then the first thing you have to do is to approach the police. Go to the police station and report your document lost. Go to the police station around the area where it got lost and report it lost. The police will put down an incident report. If you were mugged, if you were robbed, and you lost it, the police will put down incident report. If it got lost in a taxi, the police will put down the detailed incident report. Now you have to tell them what happened. In the morning, I set up from home. I came to Accra. I went to shopping. I went to this shop, shop 1, shop 2, shop 3. I came back, sat in a taxi from point A to point B. And then when I came off, I wanted to pay the driver. That was when I realized that I didn't have my wallet on me. And therefore, I could not pay. Thankfully, the driver was very kind to me, so he let me go. But because I do not have my document on me, I am unable to go back to where I came from in terms of my back to the UK. So I'm just giving a scenario. Or I was marked, I was kicked, and somehow some people took my wallet from me. Because of that, I have lost it. I don't have it. So the police will put out a very detailed incident report of all that happened. They will give you an extract of what you have said. Insist on getting the extract. Insist on getting the extract. Now, when you get the extract, that will become the basis of your next action. So when your extract, in fact, read through what they've given you and make sure say near what capture or and no capture. After that, what you have to do is SSA will report the loss of your card to the Home Office. And to what near your Ghana and over to me representative our UK ha ayama. Yang yetimi ye. Ebinom enra nkwa ye baako. Unfortunately, only the enye say ayira, but nani odu Ghana nana ni we no air spy or ho. Air spy ye kran sana. Onim say air spy nti all ba no odu airport ene wo hu say oh yama yentimi mane mfru plane no ansana he became aware say that is what happened. So we had to, in this case, we didn't have to report it. We only had to go through a process of applying for him to come back to the UK. So Saudi Arabia report it. One. After reporting, what you do is you have to report it to, first of all, report to the police and report to the Home Office. You have to report the loss to the Home Office. So one kasa want to mean, yeah, contact us. Contact your lawyer. They will report it lost to the Home Office. Once it is reported lost, it is done online. We'll report it lost online. The Home Office will then cancel that biometric card. They will cancel it. Obia entome NUC. And it's obi ehumpua. If anybody finds it, they can still not use it because the Home Office has cancelled it. And it's our one who musuo. That's what we do here through Hampua. And yes, idea over to me from because it's been cancelled. Sane panel will be returned to their country, and they can be done for fraud or identity fraud, and that is a serious offense. So cancel it, report it lost, cancel it. The Home Office will cancel it. Now, after it's been cancelled, now you know you are secured. Nobody can use it for any fraudulent activity. You are safe and secured in that respect. The next thing is you have to apply for biometric residence permit visa. Biometric residence permit visa. Remember, sir, Ukad Naira, and now Ukad has been cancelled. And you are not applying for biometric residence permit, David. And your card no now apply for. You apply for visa that will allow you to come to the UK. Biometric residence permit visa. That visa would allow you to come to the UK. You might be given 3 months. Once you arrive in the UK, then you have to apply for your replacement of the biometric residence permit or card. You have to apply within 3 months of when it got lost. If you do not apply within 3 months, you can be fined £1,000. If you do not report the loss within 3 months, you can be fined £1,000 for not applying within 3 months of the loss or when you arrived in the UK. Now, when you apply for the biometric residence permit visa, it will cost you about £154. £154 to replace that. Once the visa is allowed, it can take about a week, 2 weeks for you to be issued. But how quickly or how soon they will activate it or they will issue will depends on Niawatro Ediaka application. And see, I'll give you an example. To say Niameka said, me and we did quite a few things for in such situations. So you have to first of all apply to transfer your permit or for them to endorse your passport onto your card, onto your passport. I'm sorry, your visa or your card, the leave you have onto your card. That is that. Then you have to give reasons, of course, your address in the UK, your how long you live in the UK, how long you live in that address, and of course your telephone number. If you have family, of course, that may be required in the application. Your passport number, your card. If you have a copy of the card, they want to know the card number. You have to put all of that there. Your address in the UK. You may have to also possibly even add a proof of address in the UK. Sometimes it's not required. Now, they may ask you why you went outside the UK. You may have to give a reason. And then you have to give an additional information as to the circumstances surrounding the loss. Over here, the police extract now on the amount. Information now with the two and our country police for no. The information you have to add to the additional information sector must be the same as the information you put in the additional information section. So the information on the police extract, near country police no, and none so the SSL will copy onto the additional information section. Example, my mother was not well and I had to travel to Ghana urgently. Unfortunately, upon arrival, I thought I had left my card at home. Uh, After a search for it, when I needed to use my card as a proof of ID because I was maybe getting ready to come back to the UK, I noticed that I had lost my card. It wasn't in the wallet or it wasn't where I had placed it. Or I went to town to do some shopping. Unfortunately, I got mugged and my card and my wallet and everything got stolen. And because of that, I don't have my card. I lost my card. I have since reported to the police and I've been given a reference number or I've been given a police extract reference number XYZ123456. And this is and I'm attaching a copy of that to the application for you to see and then issue me. That is one. Secondly, I have my children in the UK. I am their primary carer. I am the one that take my children to school and bring them from school. Unfortunately, because I am stuck in Ghana, my children are going through a lot of difficult situations and their living condition is becoming dire. I need to be with my children ASAP. Would you therefore consider my application as a matter of urgency so that I can come and join my family in the UK to continue looking after my kids? I've just given you a brief summary of what the situation can be. You put that on the form. Now, once you do that, you then submit the application and you pay the £154, but it's in dollar equivalent, which is about $211 or so. Then you book your appointment. When you book your appointment, if you want the priority, you can select the quick one, the priority appointment. because already 1 year I've been so Ghana and Abani Santi, you need to come back as quickly as possible. When that happens, you get an early appointment. With the early appointment, you go, you do your biometrics, and then you leave your passport with them. So passport means where you are, then make sure you obtain another passport before you book your application, before you even submit your application, because you need to provide your passport details. And so passport, any card in Naira, first of all, get a new passport in Ghana. You would have replaced it. Sorry, you would have reported it lost. You would have canceled it. Get a new passport. Make an application. Submit it. Pay. Go for the appointment. Give them your passport. Do your fingerprint. Go back home and wait for a week or 2 weeks for your passport to be returned to you to come back to the UK. So, Ubadu UK, here we are. Then you will then have to apply for replacement biometric residence permit, replacement biometric residence permit, or replacement biometric residence card, or replacement EU settlement scheme card. Then you can carry on living your life. So they said if you do not apply within 3 months, you can be fined £1,000 only. £1,000 only, not more than that, but you'll be fined. You can be fined up to £1,000 only. If you have money to give to them, then don't act within 3 months. But if you don't have money to give to them, I would advise you to act within 3 months. Pay your £154, come, apply, get your stay, and carry on living. So this is what it is. What documents would you need for such an application? First of all, you need a passport. If you have a copy of your biometric card, you would need that as well. 3, you need the police extract. 4, if you want to add maybe a letter from your children's school to show that you are their carer, but because you are abroad and it's making it difficult for the children to come to school, you can call the children's school. They provide a letter, send it to your email or WhatsApp it to you. You print it and you upload it together with the supporting documents. With that, you are on good grounds. Your application will be considered, and then you can come to the UK. There are some extreme occasions where you may want to get a letter from your MP, if that is possible. So you may talk to your MP that this is a situation in which you find yourself. You call them from abroad, try to speak to their office, see if they can give you any supporting letter. You can use that also to support your application. Bang, within a matter of weeks, you get your stay, you get your visa, you come back to the UK, you can then apply to carry on living in the UK without any difficulties. So, DJ, these are the procedures a person will have to go through if they lose their biometric residence permit, in other BRP, whilst abroad. They can come back to the UK without any problems, but they have to go through this procedure before they can get a visa to come back to the UK. DJ. Any questions? If there are any questions, I
okay.
Yes.
Lawyer, that's it. Akpe. My main say I feel no be join our questions we abesa obisa na obetimi type wo comment section no na mama wa kenkan amamo na oyi mu ano. Enye so be wie na afi na oba be bisa me questions na oba bisa no. Na brante ba ko bi enra o said no o ka tell me say was send no voice note no was send obesa o fro na dem say ma we dey ono ba na o friend no be ti o ye consultation. It's friend there. Obet me a friend, but for office line no more. Office line yes, arrangements. Now friend so one guy didn't make sense and now me joining and now whatever person obisa obiano.
No abisa.
Free and free unti ahwe. Inti we dey bisa the question no so nka the woman nkyerɛ wo. Inti because say no mra na on be kan ti wo question bi obisa na. o de fabra hanabisa no no yi wa no concerning we UK embisa no US asem embisa no Schengen state and Asia asem ya we di UK nkomo mama take it next we fi Philip Ofe ho
I'll say 1 minute please. Charger is okay. I'll say lawyer, how many months will I have to wait to apply for a visa after serving a 10 years ban? My ban expires on the 4th of July 2023. Well, if it is a 10-year ban and it expires on the 4th of July, from the 5th of July, you can apply. So if it is as soon as the ban is over, you can apply for your leave to or your visa to come to the UK. Ibrahim Munkaila, is that right?
meba Ibrahim de na te ko meba
Okay, hello, Ibrahim Munkaila. Munkaila. Hi. As I'm 20 years, July 2023, but I didn't enter with a visa or passport. I have 16 years record from my GP and my church gave me 4 years remaining record. What are my chances of success for long residence? Right. If you were 20 years old, I'm 20 years. Okay, you'll be 20 years in the UK on the in July 2023, next month. You have quite a good chance, a very good chance. The 16 years record from the GP is excellent, excellent. Now the Home Office have different categories of documents and different weights they place on different documents. Now letters from friends and family is the least they place weight on because we are madamfo, we are menua, nti me pese obetena krom ha. Nti nneɛma kyerɛw ɛde ama wo sɛ tena krom ha deɛ betumi akyerɛw. So the Home Office does not place a lot of weight on that. But letters from hospital, GP, banks, and other institutions, employers, the Home Office places a lot of weight on those documents because these are from independent institutions that you cannot influence them. They only state what is there. So GP records, excellent. Well done. My question is, have you had a bank account? If you had a bank account or bank statements, you can use that to cover that period. If you do not have bank statement over the period, my next question is, have you used somebody's name or have you worked in another name those 4 years? Maybe you are called Ibrahim Munkaila. However, you have worked or you have used the name of Farouk Ibrahim and now Farouk Muhammad in the UK. If that is the case, then you can use the documents of Farouk Muhammad, which you used to cover that 4 year period, in addition to the ones you yourself have in your own name. That makes it 20 years. Now, what will then happen is when we make such an application, we tell the Home Office that you have been known by another name or you have used another name before. And the name you used before is maybe Farouk Mohammed. And these are the documents that show that you are the same person. Your application will succeed. Enra, we had 2 successful 20 years applications decisions. Ọmụ endu fie mpo na decision ne ma ye. Ọmụ endu fie o, ọmụ endu fie mpo. Ọmụ kọba ọmụ nsa no 24 hours there no. Ọmụ endu fie. Ọmụ wọ kwan so from the Croydon. Ọmụ kọ fie na decision ne ba ye from catch them. So it's like they were over the moon. They couldn't believe say Aban is so quick. So it is real. You can get it. Remember, if no GP, sorry, if no bank statement, the question is, who association bimu ana Asorina mon letter. Perfect. It's very good. Very, very good. Apart from Asori letter, no, we make the letter from other members in the church as well. Now they are supporting. You are a member of an association, maybe maybe Oyoko Youngsters, and now Oyoko Young Men Association, and now Peace and Love, and now a friend saying, Mpoto, hey, my tree is not coming. Nkoswo cool, something, just something. You are in a group. That group can give you a letter to confirm that you are in the association. You've been a member of this association since whatever time, and you are a very active member. Maybe you are a secretary, or you are the organizer, or you are the porter, or something, or somebody, a role in that association. Take these letters, send it out to them, to the home office. I can assure you that you have a very good chance if all the documents fall in place. But sɛ woanya documents ne mpo amfa support that period, and all you have is the GP record and the church letter, and letters from friends and families mpo ɛde kɔ na sɛ ɔmo refuse application ne mpo a, you have a very good chance to succeed. Sɛ wode kɔ court a, ɔmo a ɔmo ma letters ne nyinaa no, ɔmbɛtumi aba court, ɔmbɛyɛ witness statements ɛde aba court no, to support the fact that, look, we have known you, Mr. Ibrahim, for the past 20 years. We've been friends. We went out to have dinner. We've been we go to the mosque, or we go to church. We go to have dinner. We go to playgrounds. We go to places, different places, with our kids, etc., etc. Or you cry na yana say area papa and mama ni hɔ a, wo na yɛ wokɔfa mmɔfra no efi school on their behalf. You are on the record as the emergency contact for your friend's child. In case they don't get your friend, they call you. The school can provide a letter that you are on the record as such. If that is the case, I can assure you again that you have a very good chance of succeeding when you make your application in 2023 July, next month. You have a very good chance. Thank you. Next one is Frederick Anoche. Hello, Frederick. Good evening. Hi, good evening. When you are asked by the Sheffield Home Office to provide additional documents for your allocation to continue, what are your chances of being issued a visa? A good question. I need to know. It says the additional documents they were asking for, I had already scanned and sent it through the TIS Center in Accra when I was doing my biometric. And how long does it take? All right. Now, if the documents they are asking for, you've already provided them, I would advise you to do a brief letter and say thank you for your email asking for additional documents to support or in support of my application. I wish to state that these documents had already been provided on so and so date when I submitted my application in Accra. However, for the avoidance of doubt or for ease of reference, I am providing them again for your perusal, for your attention. 1. Birth certificate. 2. XYZ bank statement. 3. Tenancy agreement. 4. Biometric residence card. 5. Copy of my passport. So you state it step by step by step. Near Omo you set it out in that number and you provide it to them. And remember, you've already told them they have it already, but you are only sending it to them again. If you haven't provided some additional documents they've asked for, then make sure you add it to it. Send it to them. Normally, once they receive what you've asked for, it can take maybe a week, couple of weeks, maybe a month. They will get back to you with a decision, and everything should be fine. So it's difficult to give a specific time when it comes to dealing with the home office. You can't say 1 week exactly. You can't say 2 weeks exactly. It can be give and take, nearest 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, but you can't put a finger on a specific date. But make sure you send them everything they've asked for, and you should be fine. Just wait. Hi, Leo. Can someone with European citizenship come to England and stay? Well, a person with European citizenship would have been considered an EU member when the UK was in the EU. And it would have been very easy for them to come to the UK by virtue of free movement, to come and exercise their right of free movement in the UK. Now that the UK has left the EU, from the 31st of December, from 11 p.m. 31st of December 2020, the UK is no longer or was no longer a member of the EU. So if you're an EU national and you want to come to England, yes, you can come for visit. You can come for visits for up to, I believe, 6 months. You can come for up to 6 months. But if you want to come and stay, you can't. If you haven't registered with your EU or you haven't applied for a EU settlement scheme before the deadline and you were not here before the deadline, you can't come and stay as a EU national. You can only come and stay if you have an employer that gives you a sponsorship license, and on that basis, you apply to come to the UK to work as an employee in the UK. In that case, you have your EU passport, but you are coming as a tier 2 worker in the health and care sector. In that case, yes, you can come and stay, but not purely on the basis of with your EU passport to come and stay. Unfortunately, that option is gone. All right. But let me also say, if you have a parent in the UK, maybe you are an EU national, your father is here or your mother is here, and you want to come and join them, if you are under 21 years, yes, you can apply to come as a family member of an EU national, and the application is called Appendix EU application, EUSS family permit to come to the UK to stay with your family member. If you are above 21 years, yes, it is still possible to come, but you need to show relationship and dependency. If you can show that, then yes, you can come to stay in the UK. Thank you. Don Arsenal TV. Hello, hi. I'm going to Ghana in November. Do I need to bring my BRP with me? Thank you. I don't understand that. Do you need to bring your BRP with you? Yes, you can't travel without your BRP. Your BRP, biometric residence permit, is like the visa which would have been put in your passport. So if you don't go with your BRP, going is not a problem. You can go, nobody's going to say anything. Coming back, you can't come back unless you either apply to come back for replacement, biometric residence permit replacement visa, or you have to carry your card with you when you travel out, and then you have a chance to come back to the UK. If not, you cannot come back to the UK. Make it make sense. This might be off the topic. That's okay. Talk a little about child benefit. Do you have to periodically present school records? For child benefits, normally there is a criteria to assess who can take the child benefit. If the child is living with you and you are responsible for the child's day-to-day needs, yes, you can take the child benefit. I have not heard where anybody is asking for the school records. I haven't heard Maybe that is a requirement, but I have not heard. But I can look into it if school letters or school records is a requirement for to apply for child benefit. Honestly, I haven't had it or sent such requests before. But if that is the case, you can send me a message on 07931 411 and text me or WhatsApp me. I will look into it before we meet next week. I can find out that for you. Hello, Godfred Owusu. If you have a skilled worker visa and is not getting a care job, can you apply for any other job in the UK? Unfortunately, if you have a skilled worker visa, tier 2 visa, you can only work with that employer or in that sector, the care sector. You cannot apply for any other job because the visa was given to you to work in that sector. So I would advise that if you want to switch to another sector, then apply for visa in that sector, that you can switch to that sector rather than rather than doing another work and your visa being cancelled. Or try another sector, the same sector in terms of health work, another employer who may be willing to switch your sponsorship license, or they give you a new sponsorship license that you can work in the new with the new employer. Do other companies which is not healthcare or care company have the right to deny you job because you have a restricted work visa? Yes, yes, they have 100% right to deny you work because your card says restricted work. And if it is restricted, it means that you are only limited to the category of work visa that you have. So, assuming you are restricted to work in only the health sector, you can't go and work in sports sector. You can't go and work in IT sector. You cannot go and work in other areas that do not relate to the sector that you have been given the visa to work in. It's because they need people in that sector. That is why they give you the visa to work in that sector. So going out defeats the purpose for which the visa was given to you, and that will not go down well with them. Truth Media, hello. Can a step parent to a British child regularize his or her stay in the UK if the person is an overstayer? Well, if anybody asks me this question, usually when people ask me this question, my question to them is, when do you want your stay? When do you want your stay? Obi ba me nkyɛn enyimire or say, lawyer, I want to get my stay, and I already in the birth certificate ebaye. Abofra no any passport, but abofra no mama a British citizen. And now Obisa said, what should I do because the child hasn't got a passport? And I told him point blank, your child is a British citizen because the mother of the child is a British citizen. The child does not have to have a British passport to be British. It is the law. Citizenship is by law, not by necessarily the paper you hold. So, the child is British. The law tells us, under the British Nationality Act, the child is British. So I told him, your child is British. When do you want your passport? When do you want your stay? And I said, lawyer, I want it like yesterday. And my year application, I have reviewed it. Saturday, or paper office. We'll go through it again. We make the payment. We submit it. We get an appointment for him in Croydon, maybe next week. Yeah, don't want. But in 2 weeks' time, Obanyana Sitna. That is how quick we can do it for you if everything is in place. So if you are the stepfather of a British child, 100% you can get your stay based on your stepchild. You can regularize your stay based on your stepchild if other factors fall in place. The child's birth certificate, the child's mother's copy of the passport, your passport copy, the child's mother letter, which we would guide as to what's supposed to be written and how it should be to be done, the child's mother's passport, everything, the proof of address, where you are living, who supports you financially, and etc. etc. And all this support, once we put it in, I can assure you, DJ, I have so many of the cards here. Just say so many of the cards. Every day we get decision. Every single day we get decision. Mami can say almost every single day you get a decision, successful decision. And say, open in term you can speak to us. We'll put everything in place. And I can say with confidence that if every other thing is in place, 24 hours, one day, Ubenya was sitting in this country. Yes. Last time in the cast ne echere Omabeji niam asaba guheni they be cards ever, they be decisions ever every day, they be ever, they be decisions. Then 2.5 years limited leave to remain based on Omwoma and other categories. So Faizo Kwalinjam, I hope I pronounced it well, or let me just say Faizo. Hi, can I change my son's age in the UK? We made a mistake in his passport, in a Ghana passport, but has been corrected at the passport office in Ghana. Well, if it is a mistake, if it's a genuine mistake that was made from or by the passport issuing office, and they have corrected it by looking at the original documentations. Maybe the birth certificate, maybe you use a wrong one, or you use the new one rather than the old one, or at the time of issuing the birth certificate. I have seen birth certificates that had errors on them and they had to be corrected. So we are human, we make errors. So if it's a genuine error and it has been corrected and you have the evidence to prove it, then yes, you can write to the authorities and notify them that that was an error. This is the right documentations. It has been corrected, and therefore, if you can correct this as well in the passport, you are not changing. Let me say it. You are not changing the child's past age. You are changing you are correcting the error that was made in the passport. You are not changing the age. You are only correcting the error that was made in the age. So please take note of that. Mr. Anochi, please, if your sponsor owes taxes in the UK, can it affect your visa application despite she earns more than £18,600 threshold they normally require to sponsor a spouse? If they owe taxes, it's got nothing to do with you. What we need to say is £18,600 appears on their P60 at the end of the year, or their pay slips will show that 18,600 is what they earned in a year, which is £1,550 a month. 1,550 a month. As long as they meet that financial threshold, either as an employee or together with another income source, you don't have any problem, even if they owe taxes. It's got nothing to do with you. So you shouldn't worry about that at all. At all. Godfred, hi. Is it possible that your sponsor can release you to do other jobs concerning the skilled worker visa because he does not have a job for you or the care sector is overstaffed? It is possible. It is possible that your sponsor can release you, but I would advise that you should be released to work in another health sector job, not in just any other job, but in another health sector job. The reason I'm saying this is because you don't want to get to the end of your 2 years or the end of your 3 years or the end of your 5 years and you are stranded. And the Home Office will say, "We are sorry, you did not comply with the conditions under which your visa was issued." You've gotten to the end of a road. You are stuck. You now have to redo and think about some other option. That is why I would prefer that if you're doing or switching to another category, or if your sponsor agrees with another employer to release you to work over there, it should be in the same sector so that you don't find yourself in a difficult situation after 2 years or 3 years or even up to 5 years. Thank you. The revolutionaries. A big thanks to SBTVS for creating this channel to educate us. I mean, it's educating all of us. Myself, I get educated every day. SBTV, thank you. This is very insightful, educative content, including the previous videos you have uploaded on this channel. It's really helping us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have learned a lot through this channel. I think we can avoid these scams from the agents by learning more about all this. May God continue to grant you with his bounties of blessing. God bless you too, the revolutionary.
Amen. Amen. Also for amen.
We appreciate
Lawyer, the what? Revolutionaries.
Yes, the revolutionaries. Yes.
Yeah, big up. Thanks so much.
We appreciate it so much. God bless
yeah,
you.
because they be on SVTV, no. I'm pento kwa bebre na. Oma dwumu do no mutie yen. Because I wumbe ti ase. Enya ade. Se ope KKK na me nye KKK o. KKK never shemba. Nti me ne nkofo kasa different. Obenya obi ni story some way. Obenya obi ni nyina no so some way ni na wo fa bibi wo ho. Obenya obi so de na some way. Timi dem me limit ni say we nkwa metimi ni obi akasa.
That's true.
But in some who so Miss Obi, Bibia, Yinya can be at the end of the day, no, a baby, no be free. Until Madame Samudi, Chide be an supported brand, Madame say. Yeah, the more beba, as Moody, Chinyano, Yama be say programs, I mean, lawyer starting say, lawyer, and yes, oh, Hannah maker, but Obi what to know it's from beginning, in the what till now, no.
It's true.
Not just anyama we nyina ni obi antimi ndini se onko ye connection ono nkasa betimi na de kwa etu kwan ana so wo okwa na ohia bibia ono nkasa betimi enya idea bi kra so bi dada no go say no, this is not the way, but when we say no de bia me kan ye pe bebre na mpe o de me kan no kwa na me kan no ompe so betina se etie no o person da na mu kuntokwa is trending na we ni gbegbe obewi on fi later no abebisa o na me pewe de bia mbisa obi smart ones no mo take your time pa no ko this obi ante say obi say ofa no kwa no yen go fa me so person onim bibia about there me and say bi o person tu kwan kuku onim bibia about kro no not say abrochi o tu kwan free Ghana no akwa stranded na fe de omufre uni obi wo ha na otu kwan a lawyer o de mbisa o so otu kwan akọ baby a say ba mo so uni obi wo ho wana
baby it depends. Say Uber as a tourist, as a visitor, you don't have to know anybody here to come and tour the UK.
No, say no. Uber as a visitor, as a tourist there. At least you need to know a family member, know someone, know a friend, be know somebody there. You want to pay at least.
Baby.
It's about how many mobile.
So about a tourist. Or Baba Shekuromo. Into a book in the hotel. Or on the Zika. Or on the bank statement. Or a solid. Or Baba Shekuromo. Or Baba shopping. Or call Harrods. Or call Selfridges.
The all kind of different, you know. But the one on himself, no. The all kind of do one here, Bano. And you say a bar as a tourist. Tourist then you're different. So tourist then they say, I'm not put me first. Can Dubai near Diako. I go shopping no Baba. Go take it shop. And you're different. But the American is also thing I say. Yeah, but say be hustle house be tourist. Yeah, but say my back. Who say tourist? Tourist say. Oh, do na to kwan a ye be hustle say ebia ye be hwe komo aka na ya pay was supposed to be.
I know.
Ba wo be kan ho uni mo bia ho Chrono crowd, chrono crowd, only one more loss, only ready be about Tomo. Some of you, some you say, Omukunko, some year then, that is a crow, ya near co. Obecono, letano, no, I bet you. And I say, where I say, Makoka, how common. Intermediate, immediately say, may they in interviews, different countries, at least to know what is happening there. So we need 2 or 3 or 4 big kasa or what. So utie way there. It will give you fair idea about Chrome the way it's here. So anything that is a nyama way ban, but I mean go for the brain pet. The brain pet. Yeah, it's a visa connection aba. Visa connection aba for be see me yanko. Uni visa connection. Orema and I say yanko. Hard drink. Anyway, so na me feel say questions na answer, but me who say Kobe praise the Bibia, but let's see.
Okay, right. Yeah, very we know then we take it. Okay, lawyer, please, based on the step parent to a British child, does it have to be a specified duration, like 1 or 2 years, to be eligible to apply to regularize your stay through the child? No, it doesn't have to be. Set a stepchild, near mechanism, a wankasa uba, a wankasa uba, it is different. A wankasa uba is different. And no, who will baby from? Abofra any mamma who will be from. Because within a birth certificate in something, wait me application anytime. But set a step child. Want to make anchor na obi so, and I want to make of obi ba so. Would you know sit now? When we abofra ne mamma any relationship. It's either say wa worry abofra ne mamma. And now winning out that for 2 years in a relationship akin to marriage, which is like marriage. Until how the time comes in. So we are in the mamma and ne ubet me application no and ne you just sit now within a week or 2 if everything is in place. So when we're in now within it's not together as partners and no you have to live together for 2 years and sana ubet me a year application. So let me say it again. If it is marriage, you apply immediately under appendix FM, the definition GEN 1.2 of the immigration rule, definition to the immigration rules. GEN 1.2, a partner is a person to whom you are married. Once you are married, you can apply immediately. Same day you can apply. If you are not married, you have to be in a relationship for 2 years before you can apply for your leave to remain based on your stepchild. Hello, John Kufoje. Hi, lawyer. Hi, John. Uh, okay. I have a white girlfriend and she's having a baby with her ex-boyfriend, but the guy isn't taking care of the baby. So I want to ask if I can use the opportunity to get the BRP. Well, it's not an opportunity. It is not an opportunity you are exploiting. It is if there is a genuine relationship. Don't. It's not an opportunity you are taking advantage of. If there is a genuine relationship between you and your girlfriend, when she gives birth and the other parent of the child is not involved, and you and your girlfriend live together for 2 years, you can apply based on the child, your stepchild, you will get your stay. Or if you marry her, immediately she gives birth and you marry her after that, or even marry her now and she gives birth, because the child is a British citizen, again, you will get your stay through your stepchild. So, um, as long as the ex-boyfriend is not involved and you have become the father of this child, the stepfather of this child, you can get your stay through your stepchild. You will. And that is what the law says. We do it. I've shown you the cards. you can get it. You can get it sorted. Yeah. DJ, thank you. Okay, make it make sense. Wife is British. Our kids have their British citizenship through your mom, and we all live in the USA. But I want to come and experience the UK for maybe 2 years. How do I approach this situation? Well, if you all live in the US of A, then you can only come and visit. You can come and visit and then go back to the US of A. But if you want to come and live in the UK, you either make your wife come, live here, work in here, earning 18,600. You apply to join her here. You live here for the 2 years or more as you wish. Or you look for work in the UK. Your employer gives you the sponsorship license. You come and work here as a US citizen who is working with a sponsor in the UK for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years. But if you and your wife and kids are all in the US, you cannot just come and live in the UK for 2 years without having a strong connection in terms of employer or employment or your spouse returning to the UK.
Yeah, lawyer, the question bio. Nama Michael. Na oh, nyama bi say na ya make about. Oh, nyama bi say. We any question say obisa lawyer. Who Google phone so they don't simple. Who the type lawyer na me boa multiple visa. What's the meaning of multiple visa?
Yeah.
And lawyer also open phone. And now me
Oh, they be one tear and now obviously.
That's no, nyama bi wa on tiase, on say on tiase, but me person me put no, me person me pushy some of the boys nyama bi wa omunye. And I want to say because if when me say any question on tiase but on bet me be say what is the me angry na me can say me person go for nyama bi easy more I bet tiase there. Your basic things is multiple visa will be say what's the meaning of multiple visa? So like I'll Google meaning.
Ebeba. And the actually said
Yeah, answer no. No, I guess bad say we be so, but me nyama bi wa me person almost so
obetimi a check it.
ultimate find what I mean be also finding the meaning. So what I say?
And then you person which say or Google ebisa say what is the meaning of multiple visa? Not what T meaning, not what as a lawyer. My check is a multiple visa means so and so. Is that correct? And so
Okay, I don't put the two anamo.
I don't know who I don't know.
Two anamo no have feedback. So what I say? But you remember what we sometimes we push on say just you can try something. So what I say?
I understand. You are the boss. You are the boss. So.
No,
Yes, multiple means more than once. Multiple means more than once. Actually, say amount of visa 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I went me abba many times, multiple times within that visa period. And yes, single one say ukoba pet won't me kobium. And I will back up pet won't me babium. But multiple there over to me abba. Can you apply for a visa for your partner if he or she is overstayed within the UK without going home? Ogidi. Well, it depends. It depends. Set your partner overstay and an visa ne as a set additional conditions ever can one sign or wait to me a service and amano. Set more bar or bet to me a amano. Say Yarabi or more wait to me a visa application amano. But say Benim Yarabi Bibi Potibia knew about me so and the OES application now likely said I'm going to refuse that application. James Asafua. 3 of my cousins relocated to UK 5 years ago through their father over there. They have an indefinite leave to remain now. Is there any means I can also relocate there and also get the indefinite leave to remain? Unfortunately, you said they came through their dad. They came through their dad. So, in your case, if there is no such connection, a father, a mother, a spouse, a child, education, employment, then unfortunately, I am sorry, but there wouldn't be any options right now until maybe later. If some options come up for you, then of course you can apply to come and stay in the UK. Owusu Daniel, I'll say, how many years can you apply for indefinite leave to remain on spouse visa? You mean after how many years? They will give you 2.5 years. After that, another 2.5 years. Total of 5 years. You apply for your indefinite leave to remain. After that, if your spouse is British, you apply for your citizenship immediately if the other conditions are satisfied. If your spouse has indefinite leave to remain, you wait for 1 more year on top of the indefinite, and then you can go for your citizenship. So it's 5 years as a spouse, then you go for your indefinite leave to remain. Truth Media. Okay, here this lawyer. Oh, I see what language is that?
I am the I say, hey, this lawyer one. I say, this lawyer way was being a shit.
Oh, I see.
OJ fans.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
lawyer champion. Until I am in the bar saying, a champion lawyer wisdom, Akao Wiseman solicitors.
Thank you.
Your time as someone who say, you know, and my idea, my multiple questions by my idea. But I am not. Sasa na make a lawyer about Michael Namano. Me dey na me say question bia obeti me bisa but nyame bi wa ya man use Google kakra. Ana lawyer me boa.
Ampa.
Nyame bi wo ayo basic things bi wa no. Me say me bibia we just phone no so Android now kra no so how dey Google kakra na bo bibi unti bibia say a wo so beti me abo no kan.
Just help me.
Google na ka say no results because you see ano AI nyina ba o AI nyina ba
artificial intelligence we be have
nyina ba it is say ano ye upgrade adwini ba upgrade it Google machine na ngasa de ba be bibia man it is one look sharper na dey be say obi so bet my wrong way information say normally no Ghana for do na ye pe yes we see enye ne sa we see enye baby mutumi take bold decision say we see enye ne sa but to me ko any own research who said the omo kan enye sa
exactly
say dem make out enye sa na tie sa nkofo no timi succeed but yes enye ne sa abrocho ko be Ghana for mo be come ni ebuma interview say de oba who crowd teaching certificate na de untimi nchade o I mean guy ba ko be kasa o US also it's how ko Ghana for no ebi mu bu na be untimi nchade o but no kasa the certificate no call school num omo fa no
of course
it ebi because of no kasa when tie nkrofo ba ye ndo do na ye tie nkrofo yes enye no de bia sa ti de bia no ne one place
me buy kromo ha say na ye nim cement me nye law never ever mate e wo me amasom obi so kwaye nursing kwaye we but mensu ni amasha o makomom say no na me ye no and if you take the step of faith and you are bold enough, this world is for the brave, it's for the brave-hearted. He who dares wins. If you don't take the step of faith, you can't make any progress in this life. Yes. So maybe my word for the day is be. You see, it says, "Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid." Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. If you are not bold, the mighty forces that are all around you will not support you. But if you are bold, you take the step of faith, you get to the point where you tell yourself, if I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. Damn the consequences. And you take the step of faith. You'll be amazed at how the world will open doors for you.
But enye submarine for the nkoko 5 for enye omo de bi America for no omo sika for no
omo anya sika sa na omo hu ni omo de be now.
Me da wan say mo SBTV Africa me what's the last question bi aba na okay lawyer infantry me pa mo cho me wie me the question wey to so last lawyer who answer we am wie e time aso
Make well sorry.
5:30. Yeah, 5:30 to 70. Lawyer, who answer where we are, not just say, into the last one
you.
to so we are the contact details, the whole screen, so no, or the address, to the more UK, I'm open some office near the no, with me a friend near the lawyer answer when you inquire.
Okay, I say, how can I bring my children to the UK? I was born in the UK, but brought to Ghana as a minor and was recently granted citizenship after the birth of my children. Please, do they have any claim? Well, yes. If you were born in the UK and you now have your citizenship and you have your children in Ghana, your children may be British depending on whether you got your citizenship by descent or by naturalization. If you got it by naturalization and your children were born in Ghana, in other words, if you got it by naturalization under Section 6, Schedule 1, 2 of the British Nationality Act 1981, and your children were born in Ghana, your children will also be British under Section 2 of the British Nationality Act 1981. You have to apply for British passport for them straight away. If not the case, if that is not the case, then we can apply for them to come and join you under paragraph 297 of the immigration rules. They will come with indefinite leave and then later regularize as British citizens. So yes, it is possible. You can call me, we can talk about it, and we'll see how best we can go about it. Thank you.
Nice one, Lawyer Wisdom Macau, Wise Man Solicitors. Yeah, that's it. Over to me the address, no postcode, anyway, not to ja. The phone numbers, office number, and on one personal number, and now show also no.
Okay.
Lawyer.
Thank you. First of all, James Obisa was sending me voice, Miss Rena on sending me, and now you pay on frame. Now on office number, no, it is better because I know they're not. We have other staff members around. We have about 8 here. So by all means, somebody will pick it and then the message can be passed on. Sometimes I get so many calls, I'm not able to respond to all at the same time. So my apologies if I haven't responded to your call or your messages. You can just send it to me again. It will come to the top of it and then I can respond. My apologies. Or better still, come on this medium and ask your question, and I'm more than happy to respond to your questions. Why smart solicitors? Why smart solicitors? Wisdom is my name. Yewaha, Lawyer Francis is here. Nana Amua is here. Lawyer Rosemary Ewaha. Paula Ofosu Kranting Ewaha. Yewo Prisla Ewaha. We are all here to help as much as we can. We are here to help as much as we can. Yaba Wenusua. And they have free legal advice. After this, wait me up for office to book telephone consultation. Or be SNM message and from Ghana or per telephone consultation. Or per se any 5 o'clock, but we were about starting this program, so we couldn't do so. Given her time, Echina on from 2 o'clock, we do telephone consultation. She just has to do whatever she has to do in terms of the consultation, and we take it from there. I do a lot of. Sometimes we do video conference, we do a WhatsApp video, and sometimes you want to see the person you are talking to. It's very helpful, and we get it all sorted. So please call us, book in Wise Man Solicitors, 8 to 9, the Print House, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, the Print House. We are Dawson Junction. Postcode is E8 3DL. E8 3DL. Telephone number, office number is 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. If you're calling from outside the UK, it's +44 2080 165 384. We have WhatsApp on this number. So if you call WhatsApp, we can't take WhatsApp calls on this number, but you can send message to this number on WhatsApp and you will get a response. And the mobile number is +4479 31 411 042. 079 31 411 042. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I am very grateful that you made your time to listen to what to share. I am grateful. I appreciate you. Thank you, DJ Nyame. You are the best. You are the best.
Champion lawyer Wisdom Akaho. Thank you so much, lawyer. Madam, I say share SBTV Africa. More often about the questions about me who James what they about late. Obet me save you question no nyame ado next week lawyer bar obet me ebisano. One more the bar late no yeah from 5:30 to 7 every Fridays or 5:30 Ghana time GMT to 7 near upon. So all questions be able to obisano obet me save and next week no ebisano. Open further way obet me contact and the details no and the whole screen so no obet me contact you more. Madam and some share Freddie Nkrumah John Kufuor Ejewa medase H medase Truth Media GH medase Usudan medase James Asafua medase Ogidi medase Michael Nema enema how kakra me say me how kakra because I want push boys make people do some small research yeah enya bibia na obebi so obi nyama ketenkete wife or no Kobe Praise medase Amazing Grace Comfort to US medase big shout out to you for always supporting SBTV Africa. Kobe Praise, Godfred Owusu, Ernest Mensah, Ama Owusua, Medase from Facebook, Frederick Anochi, Faisal, big shout out to you, Faisal, Qualin Jam, Faisal, and I said, someone born Faisal, okay. Emmanuel Leo, the revolutionaries. Okay, big shout out to you. Owusu Locomotion, big shout out to you from Facebook. But I know what journey or YouTube channel also. Actually, well, make it make sense. Big shout out to you. Coffee Lipstick, big shout out to you. Don Arsenal TV, big shout out. Jata, big shout out. Emmanuel Leo, Kwame Amponsa. Kofi Bible, thank you. Frederick Anoche, Ibrahim Munkaila, thank you so much. Philip is it fair and Ofui? Big shout out to you. Paul Mensa, Simon Young, say watching straight from Techiman, Ghana. Big shout out to Kobe. Big shout out to you. Madam, you ask some SBTV Africa, FM DJ Nyame videos no be brave before me we na fire biba. Videos be na elodi be 4 nti say wa me say like tap subscribe no so na be the videos no be notification na ko videos no mo hu say arrange stories in the heavy pa enti me da man some share SBTV Africa me da production team as DJ click Sharon Natina like share for adventure ba person ba me show no so bia no ni mo bi person share the story omo akwantum say na e de lenche SBTV Africa Foundation metiasi Chrombium ai so ni me say me the woman na ma bo pa they go here no we help people side na ya support abroche for ni and the Ghana for na money and supporting go for ya bo anko for bebre SBTV Africa Foundation let's help together atiesi Chrombium abroche for there say mo hia mo abia ntia me mo so daily also worldwide mo na mo sani eskanti me nko hokra mbisa hwe we hia mo but me started there na won se me ne ya bro wa bebrebe ye ne mo kasa ne dia mo sani mra ne mo why we are soon a foundation with the help small. See, Madam I say, Ushamo Kroma, Kase Tua, Namajis to Tua, Tua, Macra.